Hi, welcome to my kitchen. I started Samasta because I wanted to show the world how easy and how delicious truly healthy food could be. I love making paleo and banting and clean, whole 30 food that will fuel anyone and makes you feel healthy, happy and full of energy. Today I'm going to be preparing a 2-course meal of paella made with Cauli-Rice and creamy vanilla bean and roasted hazelnut ice cream. So to start, we're going to be making our creamy hazelnut and vanilla bean ice cream. And to do this, I'm going to use whole hazelnuts that are raw and still have shells. We're going to roast these ourselves very easily in the oven by placing a sheet of baking paper on the baking sheet and then putting our hazelnuts on top, about 100 grams of them. As I have a gas oven, I'm going to set it at 180 right now, or you can preheat your oven also. So now that our hazelnuts are roasting in the oven and I can smell they are almost done, I'm going to be whipping up our cream. So to do that, I've put 1 liter of whipping cream into my mixing bowl, and I also have a cup of almond milk. You can use regular milk also, but I find almond milk brings nutty taste to my ice cream. So I'm going to start whipping just my cream until it's nice and fluffy. So now that the cream is whipped to a stiff peak, I am going to add some almond milk. I have a cup of almond milk in total, and I'm going to slowly and gradually add my almond milk to the mixture, folding it in with a spatula. The consistency of the cream will become soft and the creaminess will really show at this point. So once you've added all of your milk, just combine them slowly and gently. This will give a soft serve ice cream consistency. Right, now that that's done, we're going to add some vanilla. So I have vanilla extract as well as vanilla beans that have been dried. So as I add 1 cupful of vanilla extract, this is very important because it adds that classic vanilla flavor. And I have these ground vanilla beans that are dried, and I'm going to grind this straight into my cream, about 1/8 of a teaspoon in total. Fold that in. Perfect. So to add some sweetness, I use stevia, and the powdered form of stevia is really versatile and it adds that much needed sweetness to a dish like this. So I'm going to just add about 1/3 of a cup of natural stevia. I like organic stevia, and then I'm going to fold that into my mixture. You'll feel that the stevia itself is much softer than sugar, so the texture will be slightly different. Right, now that that is done, I am going to whip it for just 20 more seconds until it becomes quite firm. So to get rid of the skins on the hazelnuts, you simply rub them with your fingertips like this, and this takes the skin right off, and you are left with a beautifully white roasted hazelnut ready to use. Another way, quicker way to do it is to just rub your hands all over them like this. Is my favorite way. rubbing between, get all those skins. If there's a skin or two left on, it's not a problem. This is going to leave a deliciously rich hazelnut flavor. So now that the skins have been removed, we're going to transfer these nuts into our NutriBullet. Now, only about 3/4 of the nuts need to be transferred because we're going to use a couple for garnish. So, just pull them out. If there are a few skins, just leave them behind. We're going to put them into a NutriBullet. If you don't have a NutriBullet, then a blender is fine, or a food processor. You are going to pulse the NutriBullet only once because we want our nuts chunky, not powder. So, if a few skins are thrown in, that's not the end of the world. They do not have a bad taste. If they are raw, the skins have a slightly bitter taste, but roasted they are fine. So now that I've transferred my nuts into my bullet or into a food processor, I twist on just a regular blade and I'm going to pulse it once. Now, we don't want to finely grind the hazelnuts because we need some texture and crunchiness in the ice cream itself. So, we're going to put it on and just pulse one time. So I am going to put my hazelnuts into my cream, like that. If it's a little finer than you expected it to be, it's okay. The flavor will be fantastic. And I'm going to fold these nuts into my cream mixture. And you will already immediately notice the texture. Fantastic. So I'm going to transfer this ice cream mixture, don't worry if it's a little messy, into my ice cream container. I chose a larger container just because it's going to be easier to freeze. So now that this has been set to one side, I'm going to roughly chop this chocolate into blocks. Now, this is a stevia sweetened praline chocolate that will add some delicious chocolatey flavors to our ice cream. This is not necessary, but it's definitely delicious. Right, now that can be thrown in to our ice cream mixture. As well as our remaining roast hazelnuts. They can be kept raw or chopped. Brilliant. Now, using my spatula, I'm going to just carefully fold them in. This will be popped into the freezer for about 2 to 3 hours. So this paella is not a classic paella in two ways. First way is that I am going to be using cauliflower rice, which essentially is grated cauliflower that gives it that paella texture. And the second thing is that I'm going to be adding soy sauce, as it gives it a really salty flavor and adds this third dimension. So to start off, I'm going to add some olive oil to my pan. So about a good drizzle of olive oil. So I'm going to be setting my stove to about medium heat. Now, the most important thing is to have olive oil as our base because olive oil will give it a very delicious texture. The next thing that is quite vital is our vegetable base. Now for this I'm going to be using white onions that have been peeled and I'm going to finely dice this. White onions are great because they've got a very good flavor, perfect to go with seafood. Red and orange peppers are not as bitter as green peppers and they will give a bit of a sweetness to our dish. And then we have our mushrooms, which go up with everything. So I'm going to put my onions in now because it's going to sizzle. There you go. And these will fry until they are translucent in color. Roughly chop the peppers. So you can put those in there. The red peppers. Red peppers are so delicious. They are my favorite peppers to eat and to cook. I sometimes forget to move my fingers. So 2 peppers. If you like green pepper, you can put that in there too. And I'm going to just grab my spatula and give it a stir. The colors make it so delicious. Classically Spanish. Spanish dishes are so great because they are always vibrant with color and taste and texture. One of my favorite styles to cook. So for the mushrooms, I'm going to slice them about 2 or 3 slices per mushroom. They can be nice and roughly chopped. The slices will add a great flavor to this dish and will also absorb some of the moisture. Put them in. Beautiful. So while this cooks away and the flavors develop, it's time to get our seafood ready. In our bowl here we have shrimp, salmon that I've roughly chopped, and some mussel meat. Mussel meat's about 250 grams or so, and this should form a really delicious seafood base on top of the white fish that I'm about to cut into cubes. If you hear that it's not cooking as quickly, put the heat up a little bit. I find if I slightly freeze my fish, if the fish is slightly frozen, it definitely cuts better. Perfect. So the key to a great fish dish is lemon, and it's always a great idea to add lemon juice throughout the cooking process. So I like to add a squeeze of 1 lemon, and as the dish is just finishing off, another lemon. So slicing it into quarters definitely helps get more juice out of it. You'll notice there are a few pips just like that, but if some fall into your dish, it's okay. So just squeeze that in there. Usually catch the pips in my hands just before they fall in, but there's always 1 or 2 that just get away from me. Now it's about time to just give it a stir. Okay, so that should cook for a little bit. Add just a few pinches of salt, a little bit of white pepper, and a dash of cumin. Delish. So as you can see, our paella is cooking nicely. The liquid that is remaining will help with the cauli-rice, so don't worry too much about that.
So to make the cauli-rice, I've been grating some cauliflower. Now, although this is a tedious process, the result is definitely worth it. About a head of cauliflower should be enough for your dish. Just grate it all the way around.
Grated cauliflower is a super alternative to rice and even couscous.
So just tap off the excess cauliflower, get it all out there. Be careful not to grate your fingers. Super duper. So now you'll see you have a gorgeous couscous rice-like texture. This is so great because once we add this to our paella, it will swell slightly and not just add that texture, that rice texture that paella really needs, but also a bit of flavor. You'll see that it will absorb the liquid. Now I'm going to turn the stove off as the heat is no longer needed. The cauli-rice will cook in the already hot paella. Just twist it in. You'll see that the cauli-rice will already start to cook in the delicious juices of the paella. Looks and smells so tasty. Can't wait to try it.
Now that this is combined, it's almost ready to eat. We need to squeeze some lemon over. It doesn't necessarily have to be a whole lemon, but I love the lemon juice, so go, squeeze that over there. And a little bit of soy sauce. Soy sauce adds just that little bit of color as well as that tasty, salty flavor. And now that that's put over, I'm going to just top this with some chives. Spring onion works too. Now that everything is combined and smells divine, the paella is ready to eat. Enjoy it hot and your ice cream cold. Join me next time and don't forget to subscribe for more delicious recipes for the whole you.